That's going to be a strike. Oh, he held up. Oh, on the appeal. It's Tom Hallian down there saying he held up.
Oh, 0 for 2 today.
This pitch is high. You know, the interesting thing about that.
Did they call it a strike?
Livensbarger might have called out a strike. And Hallian said he held up.
You know, that may have been one of those where Rene Pinto asked for it.
Yeah.
Hallian reacted to, because that's what he's telling Service. Like, wait a minute, he said it wasn't a strike. He's like, but I called it.
Yeah, and now
he just said right there, I didn't ask him. I called the pitch. He was probably reacting to Pinto asking.
Yeah. Yeah. So Service came out to say, hey, what's up?
And you know, you don't blame him for that either. Like,
no.
Wait a minute, Hallian said it wasn't a swing, and Livensbarger's like, look, I called it a strike. Pinto probably, you know, asked right away, as catchers will do, and Hallian didn't get it right.
3-2, and strike 3 call, and that will retire the side. Shane Livensbarger ejects Service for coming out to argue the ball and strike call.
Strike 3 in a pitch that was not a strike.
Ball's down.
He's been thrown out of the game. Plawecki livid over the call. Here comes Cora. That was ball 4. And there goes Cora. He's been tossed as well. Well, that was a horrible call from an umpire who's actually had a good night until now, but he cost the Red Sox a run.
Out of nowhere, he calls strike 3. He hasn't made a call like that all night. More crucial, bases loaded, 3-2. Plawecki knew it was a ball. That's why you never see something like this happen.
I think Cora just said, you're better than that.
Yes. That's exactly what he should be doing right now.
Wow.
That is a huge call.
I mean, it's a great take by Plawecki. Start with that. You have to be willing with this guy to take a ball. And he did.
I mean, he saw it so well, the breaking ball, that ball, little sweeper, ball's down out of the zone.
2-2. Did he go? No swing, full count.
Well, this will be interesting from the low third base angle. Dave Roberts, oh my.
Larry Vanover, who had a rough night behind the plate last night. Dave Roberts convinced that he just blew another. I'm excited to see this replay.
Oh yeah, that's a swing.
And that's an ejection. That's why Dave went out and got his money's worth.
That was as demonstrative as we've ever seen Zach Gallen on the mound with an umpire right there. And John Libka walking out to the mound. Jose Herrera has to get in front of him. And here comes Torey Lovullo, and Lovullo's been ejected. Torey's saying exactly what he should be saying. You're walking out toward the mound to talk to my pitcher. What do you expect? Herrera had to get in front of Libka that time, and now Torey has been tossed. There's the crew chief, Jim Reynolds. Obviously heard something and walked out toward the mound at Zach Gallen.
See, there's no reason for that from John Libka. I mean, Zach Gallen may have said something, but he didn't leave the dirt part of the mound. He got the throwback from Herrera, turned his back on home plate, and Libka was the one who tried to initiate contact.
Wow. And that is strike 3. Machado goes looking. That is 9 strikeouts, 13 in a row for Wainwright. A lot of drama in between innings here in St. Louis. After Manny Machado struck out looking, he would throw his equipment, and then as he was walking back said some stuff to home plate umpire Chris Siegel.
Yeah,
it starts here with the toss of the equipment. It really wasn't much of anything. The bat he actually threw was a little more offensive than his gear, and then said some stuff here.
And he did go, says plate umpire Vic Carapazza. And Choi not happy about that. And His bench not happy.
Well, Kevin Cash, he is well. There you go.
Has just been ejected.
thing that really makes it bad for the hitter, too, is it's the breaking ball, and it never even comes near the plate. I could see it as a fastball running, but the breaking ball starts a foot off the plate, ends up 6 inches off the plate, and that's just where the frustration mounts.
Up the middle. There was contact, I think, between the runner and Garcia.
There was.
Throw coming home. He's out by a mile. And the Phillies are all up on the top step pointing.
They're calling interference on Luis Garcia. The runner will score. The umpires are saying that Luis Garcia interfered with Hoskins in the baseline between second and third, and they are giving Hoskins home plate. And now Davey's been run. It's the crew chief, Dan Iasonia. Bob, it looked like Davey got thrown out as he had already turned around and started walking back towards his dugout.
There's another strike below the zone.
And Aaron Boone has been riding Sherwater all game.
And we've seen it before. This is something that Aaron Judge, I know he appreciates. I know this makes him want to play even harder for Aaron Boone. He's going to have his guys back, and you appreciate this if you're a player in that dugout. Because those pitches are down. It's putting Aaron Judge behind the 8 ball each and every at-bat in tonight's game.
Now, this isn't just, well, it looks like they call a lot of low strikes on him, Cam. Statistically, they missed that call on this guy more than any other player in the big leagues. He's 6'7".
Just right in the face of the plate umpire, Ramon De Jesus. We are not sure what this is about in between innings. The third inning ended with a Mateo walk, the Mullins double, and the Hayes lineout. Brandon Hyde is still talking to Alfonso Marquez.
Yeah, and home plate umpire De Jesus is as surprised about it as we are.
Brandon is still talking and trying to get at Ramon De Jesus, and he has to be pushed toward the dugout by Marquez. So we did not see the beginning of this, but obviously Brandon Hyde has been ejected from this game. His first ejection since April the 21st.
And he gets Farmer. Remember, Farmer took a pitch off the bat, just up his hands off the handle, and this is a terrible sign as he's slow to get to his feet. Tomas Vera races out. Athletic trainer David Bell is there as well. And David Bell is having a prolonged chat at the plate. And he's been tossed by Tripp Gibson. Well, Bell's second ejection of the season, and he's getting his money's worth.
Looks like he's arguing balls and strikes and standing up for his players. A couple of pitches we mentioned earlier looked like they were off the plate. And I think it was David Bell's opportunity to tell Tripp Gibson about the fact that he called some pitches off the plate.
The old trick elbow.
Christian Yelich just got thrown out, and Yelich is going to go get a little piece of Jerry Meals too. And Craig Counsell is trying to protect Christian Yelich
From a suspension, he's already been thrown out. Christian Yelich didn't like that last call that Jerry Meals rung him up on, very similar to the last pitch that Woodruff threw that was called a ball.
And now Craig just got tossed out by Jerry Meals as he was trying to protect Christian Yelich,
who was doubled tonight but struck out looking twice. And Derek Shelton's been ejected by Edwin Moscoso. He has been hot all night after a check swing that was appealed on Oneil Cruz at second base.
He has had enough. He has had enough.
Yeah, oh, that's.
You knew he was going to get his money's worth because he doesn't do that very often.
And that is in there for strike three, and Xander is upset. Here comes Cora out of the ball game. Well, it's rare to see Bogey that upset and like flip the bat. Upset indeed as he is called out on strike three.
I mean, that is wildly out of character for Bogaerts.
And if you miss that spot, my goodness.
Wow. That's called a strike. Arenado thought that was a ball. Brad, you win. But I agree with you.
You'll pick up a lottery ticket as well.
I'm going to tell you, partner, great call on that ejection. Some of your best work this weekend.
Some things you just know's coming, you know?
Second time in the last couple of weeks he's gotten hit pretty high, and Vaughn just not happy, and Lopez talking to Vaughn, and now the infielders coming in, and White Sox bench has emptied. And here come both dugouts, and it's getting the two managers getting into it.
Well, I'm not sure Rocco wants any piece of Miguel Cairo. Ethan Katz playing the peacemaker, and I hope the umpires come to that conclusion. You leave everybody in. They're warning both benches, but that's, at this point, that won't come to too much. But a warning has been issued to both benches.
Now here comes Miguel, and he'll chat with the home plate umpire.
And are they saying they're throwing out Miguel Cairo?
I think so. And yeah, Lopez was immediately, he didn't like that Vaughn kind of looked at him.
Pablo Lopez made it 4-3 at that point in time. Ball outside. That was his, and a balk. Okay.
Be careful, Richard.
Richard not in love with the balk call by first base umpire John Tumpain. He said that's a set.
Caught up like that. That's a tough pitch to catch.
And now another balk. Oh boy. Wow. Blyer's going to lose it here.
Yeah.
And now Donnie's out to defend Richard Blyer.
Well, this is a good job of Donnie coming out to de-escalate the situation. The first one I thought was a balk. We'll see how this one looks. I mean, I thought that one possibly could have set a little. I mean, it could have set right there. So
he did it again. He did it again. He called another balk. Donnie is losing it, and he just got thrown out of the game. And here comes the first base umpire John Tumpain, who made all three of those balk calls.
Yeah, get your money's worth right here.